Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, we'll let some people come in. Let people start filing in. Oh, so I'll be talking live in front of the camera a good bit, but I'll also be back here at the tee. So if you can, please let me know that you can hear me and the mic is working properly. So if you can hear me all the way back here, crystal clear, please give me a thumbs up in the comments. That way I know. Because if not, I got to fix my mic. If you don't know how to access the comments, if you are, you have the YouTube link. So thank you for letting me know. Good to go. Good. So if you are on the CamWood app and you're watching this on the CamWood app, you can actually click on the YouTube live link and it'll take you over to YouTube where you have access to the comment section as well. I will be in the app looking at comments there too. But for the easiest interaction, you're going to want to go to that YouTube link and make sure that you're in the comments on the YouTube live. Because as you can see here, as we're going through, comments are going to be popping up on the YouTube live. Okay. That's going to be the easiest for me to make sure that all of the questions that you have are getting answered. All right. So we will let people kind of come in. I know I just sent out an email to 80,000 people. So the email is probably a little slow right now. So people will be trickling in as we get rolling. But I will say for those of you that are here, this live is going to be a space for you to ask me any question that you possibly have regarding the CamWood bat, regarding our training, regarding hitting, literally anything that you can think of. I'm here to make sure that everybody's questions get answered and everybody understands how to use the CamWood trainer throughout this live session. Okay. So if you do have some questions, you can go ahead and start firing away. Like I said, as I get rolling, I will make sure that every question does get answered inside that comment section. Okay. So we'll give it one more minute and then we'll get rolling here. Oh. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday today. Everybody getting ready for the holidays, maybe watching some football. Love the trainer. Awesome. Let's see how to get a better bat path. Sue, we will definitely be talking about that. Red spot trainer, best use. I think you're talking about the sweet spot bat. So the sweet spot bat is more of a barrel accuracy tool. Okay. It's going to be something that gives you direct feedback right away. Because if you just hit the ball at all, you hit a little bit off the sweet spot or a little on the hands, you're going to feel that right away. Okay. So whenever you're using that sweet spot trainer and you catch one good, you square it up around the sweet spot, it's going to jump right off the bat and it's going to feel smooth. Okay. But if you do just barely hit a ball, you're going to feel that vibration in your hands, letting you make that quick adjustment right away. All right. So that sweet spot bat is going to be a barrel accuracy or a barrel awareness tool, which a lot of people don't really understand. A lot of players don't understand where the actual sweet spot on a bat is and how to test it. So I'll actually give you a little cue here. Let me grab my bats. We're just going to grab one of these. So if you grab a bat, the area on your bat where there is no vibration is where the sweet spot is. Okay. So the very easy way to test the length or the size of your sweet spot or where it is on a bat is going to be by doing a vibration test. All you have to do is hold the bat at the handle and start tapping up the bat. All right. So you'll see if I'm right here on the hands, I'll feel vibrations right here. I feel vibration and it'll stop about right there on this bat. So I know that this is the point where the sweet spot starts. Okay. And then I'll keep going up the bat. Don't feel anything. And now I'm starting to feel vibrations again. Okay. So that's where the sweet spot is going to end. So that will tell me the sweet spot of this bat is about right there. All right. And obviously the sweet spot changes depending on the model that you swing. All right. This is the RA13. It has a longer barrel. The sweet spot on this is going to be a little bit longer than say a 271 or another model that's like that. Okay. So it really depends on the wood bat model that you're using, how big that sweet spot is, and where it's located on the bat. But that's an easy way for you to check. That's why the sweet spot bat is a very good tool for you to use, because it teaches you that barrel awareness, how to line the sweet spot up with the ball. Okay. Sorry if that was a long-winded explanation there, but essentially that's what that bat teaches. How to get a better bat path. Yep, we're going to talk about that. Best tips and techniques for an 8U travel ball player. We're definitely going to get into that during this live, Aaron. Like I said, I know my son actually just started an 8U pitching machine league, so I kind of have some experience with the players working in that realm, which is new to me. I'm used to working with like high school, college kids, and then having to go and work with my son who's six years old, and his teammates are 6, 7, and 8 years old. Completely different way to work with those kids compared to the high schoolers. Love the trainer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. As a coach of a girls softball team, how would you use the program for multiple people? It's a very good question. So if you have access to the program, that program is going to be the foundations, right? We're giving you that step-by-step plan for you to easily follow it. But every player is different. So that's where I always tell anyone who's inside the All-American 30-Day program, please make sure that you're reaching out to our coaches. You're uploading videos inside the app to make sure that each player that you're working with is doing the drills the right way and is making the proper progressions. Okay. Because if you upload a video, you're on day 5, and, after day 5, you're going to move into week number 2. Well, if you're still struggling on day 5 with those drills, you might want to redo that day, right? You might want to continue to focus on those movements before you move on to the next one. Okay. And that's where interacting with our coaches is going to give you the absolute best feedback. So my recommendation for you is to definitely get inside that app and post videos. That way we as coaches can look through it and make sure everything's done the right way, because every player is different, right? You have 4 players going through the All-American 30-Day program. They're not all going to get the exact same results. Okay. That's where we're going to be able to help them as coaches. 10U broken arm, one-hand trainer tips. I actually have I've had that comment before, is their kid just kind of worked on one-hander drills, but doing the bottom hand, one-hand drills is going to help set that path. It's going to help you create that connection in your swing, which is what you want. Like Wes always says, this bottom hand is your steering wheel. This top hand is what's going to put that ball into the parking lot, right? That top hand is what's going to provide that power and get that proper extension through the ball. So it's good to work both bottom hand and top hand with the one-hand drill. That's actually something that we're going to talk about today, because it is a new addition inside of the All-American 30-Day program, that we are adding that top hand to it now. Okay. Because before it was all bottom hand work. Now we're going to be implementing that top hand. So we are going to get into the All-American 30-Day program today. And in case you didn't already know this, we actually just recently upgraded the All-American 30-Day program. So I'm going to go through all the new upgrades and everything that we changed inside that program. That way everybody understands it. And you can see we updated the videos, the workouts, the drills that are inside of it. We took all the feedback from players going through the original program and the parents posting videos, asking questions. We took all that feedback and we made this new program that we think is going to help the customer, help the parent, help the player understand the proper movements a lot better. Okay. So we are going to actually go through that today too. So, all right, let me go through just a couple more questions here. Someone went to a showcase that said his sweet spot was 34%. Can you please explain? I would need a lot more background on that. Sweet spot was 34%. Was he saying he's hitting the ball on the sweet spot 34% of the time? I'm not sure what metric they're using there with those showcases. And to be completely honest, I'm not a big showcase guy. I know that's everything these days is all about showcases and metrics and all that. But I don't know exactly what you mean by his sweet spot was 34%. Thank you. Just about a 27-inch trainer for my 8U son. Looking forward to the tips. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So is the All-American program info not in the Elite app as well? It is. So if you are a member of the CamWood Elite, You also get access to the All-American 30-day program, and that is newly updated in the app as well. I will show you exactly where that is during this live as well. So actually, I can go ahead and show it to you real quick. So if I come here and share my screen, you should be able to see that we're inside the CamWood app. If you're not a member of the CamWood app, all you got to do is go and download the CamWood app on the iOS or on the Google Play Store. And whenever you log in, you will come to this screen right here. And you can see the baseball elite programs or the softball elite. If you come to your hitting baseball tab, you will see the new All-American 30-day program inside of here. Okay, so you see the tab new All-American 30-day hitting program. You can click right there and it'll unlock all of the days, all of the drills, everything that you need to go through that new program. Okay, but we also kept the old one in here. So in case you're going through the old program, we also kept that in here in case people are still trying to finish that one out. Okay, and we will be removing access to the old program at the end of this month. Okay, so after October 31st, we will be removing the old program and transition everything to the new one that we just created, because we as coaches and me and Wes think that the new program is going to help you understand the concepts a lot better. Okay, so it's we went through a lot more detail and making sure that the parents and the players both understand exactly what to focus on and what to look for while doing the drills. So yes, you do get that access inside the CamWood Elite as well. Okay. Awesome. So that's all the questions. So as you can see, kind of the framework here, as questions come in, I will make sure that I hit on every question to make sure everybody gets the most results here. Okay. So I do want to get started on kind of the premise of why I'm going live today. Okay. So the reason that we're going live is I sent out an email to everybody that has purchased a CamWood Hands Speed Trainer before. Okay. So if you're on this live session right now, you more than likely already have this bat right here. So this entire live is going to be about how to get the absolute most results while using this CamWood Hands Speed Trainer. Okay. And if you don't know my name or who I am, my name is Trey Sykes. I am the owner of CamWood Bats. All right. And I was actually one of the first players to ever use this bat right here. If you saw kind of my stories on some of the marketing, some of the landing pages that we have, you would know that I went from a 180 hitter to a Division I All-American in just 3 seasons after I started training with this bat right here. Okay. And yeah, this tool is amazing. This tool is awesome. This tool taught me the proper mechanics, how to get connected, and how to have that proper bat path through the zone and get the proper extension, right? But whenever I was in high school, I wasn't the only kid on my team that used this trainer, okay? All of our hitters on the team were using this trainer in the cages to get warmed up, to get loose. So why did I get more results? Why was I the only player that ended up going to college and becoming a Division I All-American? The reason that I was the one that was the most successful is because I had a coach and I had a plan that taught me how to use this bat, okay? I wasn't just going to the cage and using this on my own and swinging it on my own. I had a hitting coach that taught me the proper movements and why this bat was even created in the first place, okay? So my hitting coach, I met him after my junior year of high school going into my senior year. And his name was Frank Gregory. And Frank was actually the creator of the CamWood Hands Speed Trainer. And if you know my story, you know that he created this bat and he came out to the local high school to try to see if this bat would work or if this concept would work. So he pulls up to the high school and I just so happened to be the kid in the cage that day, right? So he walked up to me, he put this bat in my hands and he said to me, hey, if you take it serious, I will teach you how to hit. And I had no clue who this guy was, right? Never seen him a day before in my life, but I just hit 180 my junior year. I had absolutely nothing to lose, and I was quite frankly desperate, right? So I took him up on his offer. I came back the next day, and we started working together, and he always had me training with this weird-looking bat. So 2 weeks, or after 2 weeks of training with him, we go have a game or a summer league game against our crosstown rivals, and I end up hitting my very first high school home run, okay? So you can imagine, 180 kid, 2 weeks after meeting this guy, I hit my first high school home run, right? I was ecstatic. You could wipe the smile off my face. So I knew that this was the process that I needed to stick to. And the reason that Frank came out there and would work with me for free is because he was just checking to see if this concept, if this bat would work. And sure enough, it did, right? So 3 years later, I was elected as a Division I All-American as a walk-on in college, okay? So what I'm going to do on this live session is I'm going to share with you the All-American 30-day program, okay? And the reason it's called the All-American 30-day program is because it is the fundamentals of the swing, and it's exactly what I was taught to help me go from that 180 hitter to a Division I All-American, okay? And as I mentioned before, we created this program, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and a ton of players went through the program, got awesome results, and we actually brought in a 12-year big leaguer, Wes Helms, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen the content online of Wes Helms working with players. And I mean, quite frankly, I think it's the best hitting content on social media right now. I mean, it is absolute gold. If you haven't seen those videos, go on your Instagram right now, look up CamWood Bats, and just scroll through all the videos of Wes working with players in the cage, because it is by far the best hitting content on the platform right now, in my opinion. So whenever Wes came on board, obviously, someone who played 12 years in the major leagues, he learned hitting from guys like Miguel Cabrera, Chipper Jones. I mean, Hall of Fame hitters, right? So he is just full of knowledge. So I said, Wes, I want you to go through the entire All-American 30-day program as it is right now. And I want you to tell me what you would change, okay? How could you make this program better with your knowledge of hitting, right? So Wes did that. Wes went through it, and he started looking at the drills. He started looking at the progression, how things were set up. And he came back to me and was like, here's some of the tweaks that I would make. And I was like, okay. So what we did right then is we set up a time to go film, and we recreated the All-American 30-day program, okay? So it has a lot of the same tidbits of what we used to do, kind of the same concept of hitting, right? Getting your body in the proper sequence. But Wes just did it in a way that made that progression a lot better. It made it a lot easier to understand, okay? So the All-American 30-day program, completely brand new, all right? And it was something that Wes Helms came up with, and we just recently refilmed it and uploaded it to the CamWood app. So it is actually accessible right now inside the CamWood app, all right? And I'm going to show that to you right now. So if I share my screen here, we go to the CamWood app. You can see right here inside the CamWood app, if you scroll down to the baseball training, you will see the All-American 30-day program, okay? So inside this app, we do have free trainings as well. We have the core hitting drills. So whenever somebody purchases a bat, so you have access to this bat right now, you're going to get access to the core hitting drills, okay? So what are these drills? These drills are going to be our core 6 drills to use this bat to get the results, okay, to get better results. But here's the thing. You go through these drills, yes, you're going to see progress, okay? You're going to see the results from just following these simple drills, teaching you how to get connected, how to get the proper extension, how to increase your bat speed and your exit velocity. But the one thing that's going to get you the absolute most results is going to be following a actual hitting plan and a hitting routine, and having that coach that is going to be able to tell you if you're doing the drills properly or not, okay? So that's where the All-American 30-day program comes in. So we give you the drills inside the core hitting drills, where you can take these drills and you can go implement them by yourself, or you can get access to the All-American 30-day program, where we show you exactly how to implement the drills, okay? Because you can't take these 6 drills and go out to the cage today and do all 6, okay? That's not how it works. You're just going to confuse the player, right? It is an actual progression where you start at one point and you slowly progress through day by day until you get to the end of those 30 days where you make that complete transformation, okay? So over that 30-day plan, we're going to teach you exactly how to get connected, right? The very first move is how to get that good connection. And we're going to teach you how to stay inside the ball. We're going to teach you how to get the proper extension through the ball, which is one of the biggest issues players have today, is that good extension through it. and we're going to teach you how to use your lower half properly. Okay. And a lot of that comes together, right? If you learn how to use your lower half properly, it helps your upper body stay on the ball and get the proper extension through it, right? So what we do is we take you through a step-by-step progression for 30 days. And from day 1 all the way through day 30, you're going to come out on the other end a completely new hitter. Honestly, for me, I became a completely new hitter. Like if you're an experienced hitter right now, it's going to help you be a lot more consistent. It's going to help increase your bat speed and your exit velocity. But if you are a player like me that is struggling to hit right now, in those 30 days, it completely changed my career. And I know that it can change for you too, right? So if you're not, or if you don't have access to the CamWood app, please get inside that app right now and download it. Sorry, guys. Let me come in here. All right, so let me hit on some questions real quick before we go into the All-American program. Thank you. How much of the programs, and are they intended for 8U or just older kids? 8U is actually the perfect age to start the All-American 30-day program. We've had some like 6-year-olds, but me having a 6-year-old myself, I don't even do the program with my 6-year-old. Okay. I think that's a little too early, but 8 years old is a good age to start for sure, because you're building those proper movements. And later on down the road, it's really hard to get those habits out. Okay. If you have bad habits, it's hard to get those out and create new habits right then. Okay. So I think 8 years old is actually a really good age to get started with this. And that's actually my game plan with my son. Yeah, we do a couple of drills here and there as he's 6 years old, but I don't go through the actual 30-day program with him just yet. I still think he's a little too young. How do we get the sale price advertised? It's not working on my end. Casey, what do you mean by that? Because if you're getting the CamWood Elite, that's on the website. That's for $97 a month. You shouldn't have any issues there. And then the All-American 30-day program, if you purchase that by itself as its own separate program, then that's $297. But yeah, Casey, please let me know exactly what you mean by that. Greg said that bat looks great. Thanks, Greg. Yeah, this is actually the customized bat that we did for prep baseball. So for the All-American prep baseball game, this is the bat that every single player got there, okay? So you can obviously go on our website. You can see that we allow customizations on our CamWood trainers as well. So if you go on the website right now, you can customize a bat for free by using the promo code custom trainer. So custom trainer, no spaces in between those two. You can customize your bat for free. Okay. It'll knock that customization fee off. It's one of the deals that we're going to be running for the holidays as well, which, as a lot of you already know, we've been running this deal on our website for a while now. Agree. Y'all's content with Wes Helms is fire, 100%. Like I said, I honestly believe that that is the best hitting content out on social media right now. I mean, it's absolute gold if you haven't watched it yet. Like I said, if you haven't watched that yet, please go to our social media and watch those videos. They're really good. I was wondering if there's a coaching certification program in the works to be CamWood certified. Wes and I have talked about that. Yes. Is it possible right now? No, not yet. But it is an idea that we have discussed, and we're trying to kind of see how we would handle that, because there's a lot of challenges that come with being CamWood certified. Like if you come and work with us for a weekend or for 4 days or so, yeah, we can teach you a lot. But once you go back to your respective locations, how do we know that you're upholding that CamWood standard, right? Because we don't want to promote someone as a CamWood certified coach if they're not teaching the actual CamWood way, the way that we would teach it. So we're kind of going through that kind of stuff right now. I use the program for my 8-year-old, and it's a great age to start. Awesome, Michael. That's what I was saying earlier. I do believe 8 years old is a really good age to get started on the program. Will you have any Black Friday deals on the 30-day All-American program? Dan, yes, we will be having Black Friday deals on the program. It's going to be inside of the CamWood Elite, okay? Because like we said about the CamWood Elite, that is our monthly membership where you not only get access to hitting programs and all of our hitting programs, but you get access to every program that we have. So pitching, infield, strength and conditioning, the mental mindset, literally every aspect of the game of baseball or softball, you can get access to our programs and our coaches inside the CamWood Elite, okay? So We do have professional coaches. We have MLB players. We have literally experts at every position teaching you their position inside that CamWood Elite. So our Black Friday deals are going to be centered around the CamWood Elite, where you do get access to these programs. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and kind of break in here, and let me show you. I'm sorry. I didn't. Sorry, I forgot to remove that. So let me show you the All-American program. Okay. So like I said about my story earlier, in high school, I wasn't the only kid using this trainer, right? But the reason that I got the most results is because I followed a daily plan, right? I had that coach that was telling me if I was doing the drills properly or not, okay? And even whenever I went off to college, you know, I walked on at a junior college, my hitting coach couldn't go with me, right? So this is literally the process that I had to do to get feedback. I had to go into the cages, set up my phone, and video myself taking swings and upload them to my coach and text them to my coach. And he would kind of tell me what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. Okay. So it's the exact same setup here. So if you go into the CamWood app, you'll see the All-American 30-Day Program. And if you scroll down, obviously you have your introduction to the program. You see here we have the new All-American 30-Day Program. We start this program off by talking about approach. Okay. Because if you are a great hitter, yes, mechanics help, okay? You having really good mechanics is awesome, but I'll tell you right now, you will not be a complete hitter if you do not have the proper approach at the plate, okay? Approach can 100% change your mechanics, okay? What you're thinking about in the box can change your mechanics, and it can make you an easy out, or it can make you one of the toughest hitters in your lineup to deal with. Okay, so this approach video, we're going to go into the proper mindset to be thinking about while doing these drills. Okay, so as the player, this is what I'm thinking about during the drills and during this program. Okay, because it's going to help me with my mechanics and help me learn those proper movements. Okay, so we are always going to start our programs off by having a mental approach to the program. And that is actually something new that we just implemented in this new All-American 30-Day Program. Okay, because before it was all about just drills and mechanics. Well, just drills, just mechanics is not going to make you a complete hitter. Okay, but adding in the approach to it will. All right, so you can see the All-American 30-Day Program. Very easily laid out, very easily structured. Day 1 through day 30, okay? And this program is laid out on a 5 days on, 2 days off, okay? So you'll see day 1 through day 5, day 6 and 7 is going to be a rest day, okay? And I want to go ahead and be the one to tell you this. You do not have to follow this as strict as humanly possible, okay? You do not have to go Monday through Friday is me hitting, and I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off. Okay, this program it's us providing you the foundation. Okay, we're providing you the proper routine, and it's going to be up to that player how they want to go through it and how they progress through it. Okay, someone who has never picked up a bat before is not going to complete this in 30 days. Okay, they might complete it in 40 days or 45 days. Okay, because someone who's never picked up a bat before probably needs to focus a little bit more on these drills and kind of lengthen it out a little bit more than just 30 days, right? Because as you're going through these progressions, you go through day 1 through day 5, and you're not as consistent as you would like to be, I don't want you moving on to week number 2 just yet, okay? I hope that makes sense, because we want to make sure that our moves are consistent and we understand that move before we introduce a new move. Because if you're still struggling on one move and you're adding in something completely new, you're just going to confuse the hitter, okay? So, yes, we lay this out in a 30-day format. You do not have to follow this just absolutely strict and do it in 30 days. You can draw this out into 40 days, 45 days. It depends on the player, okay? So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, please let me know, all right? So we have day 1 through day 5 here, so let's just go ahead and click on day number 1. So you see, the workout is the first thing that's going to pop up. We have our youth training side and we have an adult training side, okay? Very simple for you to understand. If you're 12 years old or younger, you're going to follow the youth side. If you're 13 years old or you're older, you're going to follow the adult side, okay? And as we progress through this program, you're going to see that the adult side is going to be more swings than the youth side, okay? There's a reason for that. If you are 8 years old, I would recommend doing the youth side, okay? Don't try to add more stuff and try to go through the adult training whenever your son's, 8 years old, okay? Or your daughter's 8 years old, all right? We don't want to overload them, all right? And please, use the same size CamWood trainer that they swing in a game. If you're swinging a 28-inch in a game, please don't buy a 33-inch CamWood trainer. I've had multiple parents reach out and do that, unfortunately. So as you scroll down here, you can see we have the drills on the red. We have our reps in black, okay? So the drills, bottom hand, no stride, do 8 swings, rest 30 seconds, okay? So as you can see, it's very simple, very easy for you to follow all the way down, okay? And as you scroll down, we're going to have our daily drills, all right? So these videos are going to show you exactly how to do each drill for that day, okay? So if there's, 6 drills for that day, you're going to have 6 videos underneath showing you that exact drill, okay? So you can see we have our video for the warm-up. Sorry if it's not loading. We have our bottom hand no stride video, and we have a top hand no stride video, okay? So those are the drills for that day, all right? And as you scroll under there, we have a brand new feature to the All-American 30-Day program, and that is the Parent Coaches Playbook, okay? So as a parent, okay, you might not have played baseball or softball before. You might not really have a really good understanding and a good grasp of what a baseball or softball swing is supposed to look like, okay? So what we did is we created the Parent Coaches Playbook that shows you exactly what to look for while your player's doing these drills, okay? That way you can look at little things here and there and you can make very quick on-the-spot adjustments, okay? So even if you've had no experience with baseball or softball, these videos are going to show you exactly what to look for, okay? And the big thing that I like about the Parent Coaches Playbook and about this All-American 30-Day program in general is that parent and player bond that this is going to build while you're going through this program, okay? And like you said, Wes always talks about one of his best memories is him and his dad out in the yard working on his swing, right? His dad didn't play in the MLB, right? But just having that interaction between his dad and himself and him getting better, like that type of bond is what we're trying to build, okay? So the Parent Coaches Playbook is not only going to show you as a parent or as a coach exactly what to look for while doing these drills, it's going to help build that bond as well with the player, which I absolutely love, okay? So you have your drills up top, you have your Parent Coaches Playbook underneath, and we show you drill by drill exactly what to look for as the parent or as the coach, okay? So if you don't know anything about baseball or softball, we got you covered. Don't worry about it. We show you what to look for, and we also give you access to us as coaches, all right? So you can see how simple and how easy the All-American 30-Day program is, right? So as you're going through the days, to get the absolute most results doing this, we always recommend that you upload videos inside of the app, okay? Because one of the biggest questions that we get, and it might be a reason one of the players might not get as much results as they thought they were going to get because they're not really doing the drills 100% correct, okay? And that's where we want to give you access to us as coaches to make sure that you're doing the drills the right way. So inside the CamWood app, if you go to the tabs up here, you see the Programs tab. You're also going to see a Connect with Coaches tab, okay? So if you click on the Connect with Coaches tab, this is going to be a feed where you can come in and you can upload videos of you doing drills. You can ask any question that you have. This is a private chat room for only All-American members, okay? So this is not public. The only way you get access to this and access to our coaches is if you buy the program, okay? So this is a private chat room. And I will say this, please do not be scared to post inside of this chat room, okay? This is a positive group, okay? If somebody ever comes in and says anything negative, we 100% will kick them out, okay? Because we want to build a space. We want to have a community where everybody is interacting with each other and helping each other get better, okay? So when you come in here, the way that you're going to get the absolute most results is by interacting with our coaches, okay? So please don't be scared to post videos right here because this is the only way that you're going to get better, okay? So you can see video right here that they upload and our coaches go in and we're able to respond to that video, give you any tweaks or tips that you may have or that you may need to help you progress through the program and make sure that you're seeing the results. Okay. So not only do you get access to the daily plan, we're showing you exactly what drills to do and how many swings to take each day for 30 days to get the most results. We're also going to give you access to the approach at the plate, right? Because like I said, if you want to be a complete hitter, it's not just about mechanics, okay? It's about your approach and what you're thinking about at the plate as well, okay? So you get the program, you get the approach, and as a parent, you get access to the parent coach's playbook. That way you know exactly what to look for while they're doing the drills, okay? And then on top of that, you get access to us as coaches to where you can easily go in and upload a video, and we're able to critique your swing, give you any tweaks, any tips that you need to help you progress through the program, okay? So we literally wanted to give you everything that you possibly need to get the most results possible in 30 days, okay? Because this is the exact same setup and the exact same system that I did to help me go from a 180 hitter to a Division I All-American, okay? And I know that if you follow this process, if you interact with us as coaches, you will see the same results that I did. This thing can change your career the exact same way that it did mine, okay? And if you're looking at this, you haven't gone through the program, just talk to some other people who have gone through the program and ask them about their results. I promise you, it's, like I said, the results speak for themselves, okay? So let me go to any questions that we have. Any questions? Because I just went through a lot of material right there. I just want to make sure everybody understands what I just went through. All right. Will y'all have any Black Friday deals? Yes, we already got that. Wow, that new playbook is also going to help the parent-coach relationship. Yep, exactly. That is the exact reason why we created this, is not only, like I said, to help the parent or the coach understand what to look for during the drill, but I think it's going to really build that bond, right? That parent and coach bond with the player or their child. I've worked with hitters, and sending homework drills to mom and dad sometimes doesn't translate well. Yep, you are 100% correct. I actually had, it was the Cincinnati Flames. It's a travel organization out of Cincinnati. And the coach reached out to me and said, you know, like, my sons have been using your bats. My sons have seen great results. Now I want the entire organization to go through the All-American 30-day program. And I was like, well, there's some logistical things there. Like, you got to make sure that they're doing the drills, and you got to make sure that they're doing the drills the right way, right? So him and I got on the phone, and we came up with the plan of, he had his entire organization do it. So you're talking, you know, 40, 50 kids doing the All-American 30-day program. So if you're a coach, this might be something that you can implement as well, okay? So they only had 2 practices a week. So during those 2 practices a week, the coach was teaching the players how to do the drill, but it was up to them to go home that night, or whenever they're not practicing, to be at home and go through the program and do the drills on a daily basis, okay? And the way that he held those players accountable is they created their own Facebook group, and those players had to upload videos every single day inside of that Facebook group, where the coach would make sure that they were doing everything the right way, okay? And they also had access to us as coaches to make sure the drills were being done the right way as well. So coach doing a drill, he might not know exactly, hey, does this thing look good? I can't really tell. He would send that video to me, and we would be able to upload and let the players know right then what kind of tweaks and changes that they needed to make sure they're doing the drills the right way. So long story short, that was the process that they had. Every day they had to upload those videos to hold themselves accountable, because after 2 or 3 people or players saw those videos get uploaded, if they haven't hit that day, they're like, oh man, I got to get out there. I got to upload those videos. And, it becomes competitive at that point. And I love that form of accountability of, you see everybody else doing it, you're going to want to follow in those footsteps as well and do it too. So at the end of those 30 days, the coach actually sent me a screenshot of their before and afters across the board, across their entire organization. And the players on average gained 8.8 miles an hour in exit velocity in those 30 days. I mean, which is insane. Okay. That was the average. So that means some players were above that. Some players got 9, 10 miles an hour in exit velocity increases in those 30 days, right? Which is absolutely insane. And the reason for that, the reason they got such good results, is because we're teaching the proper mechanics, okay? So we're building that strength, we're building that power, but we're actually teaching you the proper movements to allow your bat to whip through the zone and you get that extra force, that extra exit velocity through the zone, okay? Because if you stay connected, you stay inside the ball, you get that proper extension through it, that bat and that sweet spot of that bat is going to whip through the zone. And I'm telling you, your exit velocities and your bat speed is going to just skyrocket after doing this program, okay? And the reason I can say that is because I know what this thing did for me in my career, okay? So let's hit some more questions. I said I'm going to be working with my JV and varsity teams. Should we go with individual clips of each player or multiple players within a clip? What would be the best way to upload videos? So if you're working with an entire team, I would actually just upload a clip per player. That way it's easier on us as coaches, okay? So we don't have to go through, because if you upload a video of Johnny, we're able to comment under Johnny's video, right? I don't want to have a video of 10 players and then say player number 1 does this, player number 2 needs to work on this. It'd be a lot easier if we just had videos of each player. That way we can comment underneath each individual video. I hope that makes sense. Since I'll be working with multiple players, JV and varsity, should we upload video individual players or multiple batters? Good. Just answer that question. So, Scott, does that make sense? Like I said, I just want to make it as easy as possible on us to be able to interact inside of the app and have our coaches give their feedback on the videos. So, very simple and very easy. Okay. So, the question did pop up earlier of, well, what's the price of this, right? How do we get started? Because if you understand, if you have, like you watch the videos of Wes online right now, and he's working with players, he charges $200 an hour for a private lesson, okay? So I want you to understand this 30-day program, you're getting the same drills, you're getting the same process like you're going to hit in the cage with Wes, but for a fraction of the cost. I want you to understand how valuable it is to have somebody that played 12 years in the major leagues who learned hitting from Hall of Famers like Chipper Jones and Miguel Cabrera that are teaching you the exact drills that he learned from those guys, and he's able to implement them with you as well, okay? So, like, how much would that be worth to somebody to have access to that level and that type of player, right? For me to have access to Frank, who taught me everything I knew about hitting, that ended up me going to college and getting a full ride scholarship, okay? So how much was that relationship worth to me? Tens of thousands of dollars, right? Because I didn't have to go to college and pay money. I walked on my first year, yeah, but because I had a good first year, I ended up getting that Division I scholarship and getting that offer, right? So for me, the information that this program taught meant tens of thousands of dollars, and that's what helped me get those full ride scholarships in college. And eventually I became a Division I All-American, okay? So like I said, having access to that level of coach, like if I had access to Wes, someone with his level of knowledge, I'll go hit with Wes right now. When we refilm these programs, I'm just thinking to myself like, man, I wish I had access to him whenever I was still playing. Because whenever we first got together, there were still some tweaks and changes with my swing that I needed to make. And he could pinpoint that instantly, right? And just with a couple of different cues to think about while I'm hitting, I mean, my swing changed instantly when I started working with him. I started driving balls because for me personally, he was teaching me how to use my lower half the right way, okay? My hands are good. I stay inside the ball well, but I just had a couple of miscues with my lower half that he helped me get rid of. And once I started using that lower half properly, the ball started jumping, okay? So I can't reiterate to you enough of how valuable it is to have access to someone like Wes, who played 12 years in the major leagues, because it's going to help you get to where you want to a lot faster, okay? So if you do want access, I've been an elite member for over a year, a hitting coach for 20 years, sent $2 on full rides. Now I have an 8-year-old who I've sent videos in of, and coaches respond so quickly. That is awesome, Michael. Like I said, I love to hear that, right? Because we want to build a community and we want to build a platform to help players get better. That's literally the end goal. And the reason that we built the CamWood Elite was for players like yourself. So a parent that doesn't have that type of access, we're giving you access to experts and to MLB players or professional softball players on the softball side to help you get to where you want to a lot faster, okay? So whenever I went to Wes and we started building this thing out, I literally told him, like, this, I want to build something I wish that I had when I was a junior in high school. Okay. I wish I had access to all of this because, yeah, my hitting coach helped me become a better hitter, but there's more to becoming a better player than just hitting, right? There's infield, there's strength and conditioning. I mean, there's pitching, there's literally every other aspect of the game. And for me personally, yeah, I was a good hitter, but my infield lacked. I wish I had access to Wes, who was an infielder for 12 years in the major leagues, who learned from Perry Hill, who is arguably like the top guy when it comes to infield, right? And if I would have had that level of access to them, I probably would have gotten drafted, right? My career might have lasted a lot longer, right? Because I was only a hitter. But if I had access to the infield, the strength and conditioning, how to have the proper movements, all that good stuff, how to have the proper mental mindset, I would have been a much better player. So whenever we built the CamWood Elite, we literally built this to where something I wish that I had whenever I was younger, because it would have made me better, right? So that's what we want to do for you. Give you access to that level of knowledge and help you get to where you want to a lot faster. So, Michael, that is awesome. I love to hear that. My 8-year-old has a more precise swing at 8 years old going through the last year with the Elite than my older two boys had at 10. Well, it's probably because a lot of the bad habits haven't formed yet, right? Me personally, I didn't start doing this until I was a junior in high school. I was horrible. My habits were awful. I was a dead pull hitter. I mean, you could literally put nobody on the opposite field. I'm not hitting the ball over there, right? So it's a lot harder to kind of work those bad habits out of an older player than it is a younger one. I wish Cam was around 19 years ago. Well, you're not too far off. CamWood, my hitting coach actually created CamWood probably, 14, 15 years ago now. It just never was like mainstream until about 2020. So, yeah, about 2020 is when we really started ramping up on the marketing side. But I think he created CamWood around 2008, somewhere around there. So it's been around for a long time, just hasn't been widely known. So, all right. So how do I get access to these programs, right? So if you go to our website, let me come here. Yep, we're good there. You go to our website. You can actually come to the tabs here. So we actually have a breast cancer awareness. I do want to bring this up. We have a breast cancer awareness package that actually includes the program. So if you click on it, you can see right here, we have our Baseball All-American package for breast cancer. It's $300. But you're going to get access to all of the things inside of this package. Okay, you see here, you're going to get a game bat, you get a trainer, and you get a one-hander, and you get a free CamWood breast cancer awareness t-shirt as well. Okay, so you're going to get access to all of that in this package for just $300. And here's the thing, you own that program, the All-American 30-Day program, forever. Okay, so you can go through this program, see great results, and then maybe next year, before the season starts, you want to revamp up, get your, get those mechanics back in tune. You can always come back to the American 30-Day program. Okay. You will always have access to it if you buy it. Okay. So we have the baseball side and we also have a softball side to this as well. Okay. But here's the thing with the breast cancer awareness is we're donating 10% of all proceeds to breast cancer awareness. Okay. So if you buy this package, not only are you getting access to the program, getting all the bats, but you're also going to help us donate 10% of this to breast cancer awareness. Okay. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware of that. So if you don't want the breast cancer package, you can actually come to the tabs up top and you can go to baseball or softball and you can actually scroll down to the baseball programs or softball programs. Okay. So you will see right here, you have access to all the different programs and packages that we have, okay? So you see the Baseball All-American 30-Day hitting package for $297. This is what we just discussed, okay? So you can have the stock trainers, where if you get the stocked ones, it ships out the next business day, okay? So very fast, very quick shipping if you get the stock bats. But you can also customize a bat, okay? So if you want to customize this trainer right here, like I have in my hands, you can actually click on this one, customize the bat, and enter promo code custom trainer at checkout. It's going to make that customization free. Okay. So if you customize your bat, enter that code custom trainer at checkout, it's going to make the package $297. Okay. So we knock off that customization fee. All right. But here's the thing. If you customize a bat, it will take about 10 to 14 business days for us to ship that bat out of the shop. Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Okay. Custom bats do take about 10 to 14 days to ship from our shop. All right. But stock trainers ship next business day. So much quicker turnaround times. So a lot of you are probably wondering, well, what is this CamWood Elite that everybody's talking about, right? Well, if you buy the All-American 30-day program with this package right here, you own that program forever, right? So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. Any updates that we make in the future, you're going to get access to. Like we just created the new updates. If you would have bought this program 5 years ago, you're getting access to the brand new update that we just launched last week. Okay, so I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. So we also have access to the CamWood Elite membership. And what this membership is, it is a monthly membership. Okay, so it's $97 a month. But like I said, you don't just get access to the hitting. So you don't just get access to the All-American 30-day program. You get access to all of our programs. Okay, so if you come right here inside of our app, you will see a tab for the Baseball Elite or the Softball Elite programs. If I open this up, I can come right here to the hitting part. I said, this is just the hitting portion, okay? Just the hitting portion itself. You have a 10-day exit velocity builder. You have an advanced exit velocity builder. You have the All-American program part 1 and part 2. You have all of the drill libraries. You have a drill library of advanced drills that aren't inside of the programs, but you might have a player that needs to work on this specific movement or that specific movement. That's what the advanced drills are for, okay? Because not every player is the exact same, all right? So if you're going through the program and we see that you have a certain thing that we need to fix that might not be inside the All-American program, we can say, hey, go down to the advanced drills, follow this drill right here, and I want you to work on this movement as well, okay? So the advanced drills are awesome to have access to. And then we also have access to a live training with Wes. Okay, so you can literally watch videos of Wes teaching players. Okay, so you literally have that coach and player interaction, and you can see exactly how Wes interacts with these players when he's training them. Okay, what mental cues is he giving them, right? How does he adjust to this player versus this player? I mean, this content right here is absolute gold if you have not accessed this or watched these videos before. And here's the thing. We don't post these videos on YouTube, okay? These are not public. You only get access to these videos inside the CamWood Elite, okay? So that's the only way you can get access to that is being inside the Elite, all right? So you don't just get hitting content. You get access to everything, right? Here's our pitching programs, our catching programs, our infield programs, our strength and conditioning programs, throwing programs, mental training, right? Literally every aspect of the game. And we're going to be working on releasing an outfield program, base running program, and in-game situations program as well. Okay. So by the end of whenever we get done adding all of the programs and all of the trainings, we want this to be a one-stop shop teaching you every single aspect of the game. Okay. And for just $97 a month is absolutely insane. Okay. That value is unreal in my opinion. Okay. Because here's the thing. We talked about you getting access to the coaches inside of our hitting. Well, you get access to expert coaches in every single one of these programs, okay? So if I come right here to the pitching, we have 10-year big league pitcher, Matt Guerrier, who pitched with the Dodgers, the Twins, the Cubs, and you get access to Matt, okay? And like I said, Matt pitched 10 years in the major leagues. And you can come in here, upload videos, and Matt will tell you exactly what to focus on, what to look for, what tweaks to make in your mechanics to make you a better pitcher. Same with catching. We have George Carroll, who he was the Blue Jays catching coach for 10 years, I believe. So you literally have expert coaches in every single aspect of the game, okay? So George Carroll's teaching catching. You have Wes Helms teaching the infield as well. He was an infielder in the big leagues for 12 years, learned from Perry Hill. We have strength and conditioning. We have Chris Keevitt that is in there doing the strength and conditioning. So you literally can go through those programs and those plans to teach yourself how to be more explosive, right? How to build strength, how to build that core and that power, right? We have programs for that. We have throwing programs teaching you how to do long toss, right? How to build that arm strength. We have the major league mindset, right? So like I said before, becoming a better player isn't just about mechanics. It's about your approach, what you're thinking about, right? And that's where we have Brandon Geyer, who played 7 years in the major leagues, teaching the mental mindset of what to be thinking about in game, right? having the proper mindset when you're at the plate, having the proper mindset, what to do if you just made an error, how to flush that error, right? So literally, you can see the value of the CamWood Elite, and that's just on the baseball side. If you're on the softball side, we have the exact same thing. Okay, we have professional players, professional softball players, professional softball coaches teaching you every aspect of the game. Okay, so the CamWood Elite, like I said, is $97 a month. And as you can see, just absolute value for just $97 a month. And that's not the only thing you get access to either. You also get access to CamWood reward points, where the longer you stay a member of the CamWood Elite, the more free product that you get across our website. Okay, so it's not just programs, it's not just coaching. You can actually get free product as well. Okay, so questions. Let me go through. Whew, a lot of talking over here. So if y'all have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, now's the time to knock out any questions that you possibly have. Is access to the 30-day AA program and coach feedback expire? Dan, great question. That does not expire, okay? If you own the All-American 30-day program, if you buy the All-American 30-day program, so let me show you real quick. You come here to the website, you buy the All-American program, or you buy the package with the bats. So that's you purchasing that program. You own that forever. Okay, you will always have access to that program. If we make new updates, you're going to get access to the new updates. If we update that thing 8 years from now, you get access to that 8 years from now. Okay, you own that license of that program. Okay, but if you are a CamWood Elite member, you only get access to the programs and the coaching if you're a member. Okay, if you unsubscribe or you cancel your membership, you do lose access to all that, and you lose access to your reward points as well. Okay, so I want to make sure that is extremely clear between those two options. The Elite membership, you have access as long as you're a member. If you cancel that membership, you lose access. Okay, if you buy the program outright, you own that program forever. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if that does. Dan, let me know if that made sense, or if you need me to elaborate more, I can. All right, so that's we've been going for 57 minutes. Like I said, I wanted to get be able to do this by 4 o'clock, and looks like we're right on that number. All right, so what I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to answer any question that you have. Okay, any question at all. If you have any questions, comment in the comment section below. I will make sure every question gets answered before we get off this live stream. Okay, but if questions are not being asked, we will go ahead and end it. All right. So this is a time for y'all to open up and ask me anything that you could possibly think of. All right. Can the breast cancer awareness t-shirt be purchased separately, as I have everything else already? Yes, Michael. We do have those shirts on the site. Let me make sure. Oh my goodness, I'm clicking around all these things. Okay, sorry. So if you come up here, so if you go to our website, the homepage, right, and you click on breast cancer awareness, like this is a clickable banner. Click on shop now. It's going to take you to this page right here where you're going to see the different packages, and you're going to see the shirt right here on this. Okay, so you would click on that shirt. Excuse me. And you would select your color, select your size, and add that to the cart. Okay. And every shirt comes with the same design. Okay. So you have the CamWood Mountain logo in pink on the pocket on the front, and then you're going to have the ribbon with CamWood on the back. Okay. So it's self-explanatory. You have your white base shirt, you have a black shirt, and you have a gray shirt. Okay. And then you pick your size right there. All right. So yes, you can get access to the shirt, Michael. Matt says, just purchased the custom one-hand trainer and regular trainer. Can I add in the All-American program for now? Just purchasing a custom one-hand trainer and a regular trainer. Yes, Matt, you can add the program if you go to the site. You can just come up here to the search and type in All-American program. Or if you want to follow it this way, you can go to the category. So me, I'm a baseball player. If you're a baseball player, go down to baseball programs. If you're softball, go to softball programs. and you can buy the program right here. Okay. You can purchase this program by itself right here. All right. Or if you become a member of the CamWood Elite, you get access to it inside the CamWood Elite as well. Okay. So if you already have the trainer and the one-hander, yes, you can get it separately. And there are some other packages on there that are at the same price. So you can get a one-hander for free. If you want another one-hander, feel free to go ahead and grab that and give it to somebody else, or you can use it yourself. All right. So yes, you can buy the program separately right there. And if you're inside the app, you can also buy the program separately by coming over here into the menus tab, and you click on how to unlock more programs. Okay, so if you click on how to unlock more baseball programs or unlock more softball programs, it'll walk you through step-by-step how to do that. I did not understand the package program and should have asked, but I did not. I do now. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, like I said, if anything is confusing that I just described, please just let me know. I'll go back through it again too. I have not received my order yet. Just ordered Wednesday. Awesome, Matt. Like I said, that'll actually be good because if you do get that access now, you can go ahead and start getting a game plan on how you're going to implement that program and implement that training when the bats do come in. But like I said, you just got a custom bat. So if you got a custom, it is going to take about 10 to 14 business days to get shipped out of the shop. So you do have some time. But I will say this, Matt, if you want to become a member of the CamWood Elite, you can go ahead and get inside that CamWood Elite and start doing all the other aspects of the game, right? You can start doing infield training. You can start doing strength and conditioning. You can start learning the mental mindset, right? And then once the bats do come in, then you already have access to the hitting as well. You already have a game plan in place, and you can start working on the hitting pieces as well, okay? And that's what I tell people all the time who buy the bats and get into the CamWood Elite afterwards. You don't have to wait to start using that CamWood Elite. Okay, you don't have to wait for your bats to come in. You can go ahead and start working on the other pieces and the other aspects of the game. That way you can start getting better right away, and you can get inside the hitting and go ahead and make that plan for when the bats do come in. You know exactly how you're going to use them. Okay. My daughter is at a Western camp today. Awesome. Well, like Western Carolina? If you're talking about Western Carolina, then that's right up there next to our shop. One of our guys at the shop played at Western Carolina. Any other questions? Questions? I say if no questions are coming in, we will end the live stream. Yes, sir. And yes, it is. I'm in Mooresville. I'm not sure where Mooresville is, but I live in Florida. The shop's in North Carolina, but I'm down in Florida right now, so I don't know where Mooresville is. But I'm sure we're in Waynesville, just right outside of Asheville. I've been in Western Carolina before, though. Really nice place. Oh, so you're in the Charlotte area. Gotcha. Yeah, my brother lived in Charlotte for a while, for like 3 or 4 years. I think he was like northern Charlotte. What is that big town up there in northern Charlotte? Man, I forget. Crosses my mind. But anyways. Yeah, up there in the mountains near Western Carolina, and that's a really nice spot. I like that location. All righty, any other questions? Hunterville. It's not Hunterville. It's just north of it. Man, what is it called? I'll have to Google it. I know he did live right outside of Cornelius, but it's another one. I'll have to find it on my maps. But, nope, not Davidson either. I would get on my phone and look at my map, but my phone is what my camera is right now, so I can't pull it up. But if we don't have any other questions, like I said, we can go ahead and end the live stream now. Like I said, if you want to rewatch the replay, this link will always stay up. You can always watch it on YouTube, or you can go inside the CamWood app and access it right there inside the app as well. Okay. And like I said before, the way that you're going to get the most results with our bat is by following the drills that were designed for this bat. Okay. So go into the app. If you haven't yet, go into the app, you get access to the core hitting drills for free. Okay. Those drills are what we're going to do to help you understand the proper movements and train with this bat to get the results. Okay. But the All-American 30-day program is going to take those drills and it's going to show you exactly how to implement those drills, okay, over a 30-day plan. All right. And not only does it show you how to implement the drills, it shows you, or it gives you access to the coaches as well to make sure you're doing the drills the right way. Okay. So whenever you buy a CamWood trainer, we give you the drills, but if you want access to us as coaches and you want that better experience, you want that VIP experience, get inside the CamWood Elite or inside the All-American 30-day program and let us coach you through step-by-step how to get you the absolute most results. Okay. So have any questions, get inside that CamWood app, interact with us as coaches, interact with our staff inside of that app. And like I said, if you have any questions, or ask in there and we will get to you as soon as possible. So thank you for joining me live, and I will see you inside the CamWood app.